I want this more than anything in the world.
Anesthesia is like the best thing in the whole world.
Like I almost lose it every time I get a call or... Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex and today I wanted to share my IVF journey with you guys. If you're new here, I have diminished ovarian reserve / POI. A little bit of background information. I do not fit neatly into either one of those diagnoses. I have very low AMH. I produce very few follicles every cycle, but I do ovulate every cycle. If you've been around here for a while, you'll know that I did something called adipose PRP, which is a treatment for women with low ovarian reserve / POI / menopause, which can activate the ovaries and help them to work normally for a period of time. So I went to New York in October of 2024 and I did this procedure hoping that it would cause my ovaries to work a little better. My doctor urged me to do IVF to take advantage of the effects of the procedure. And so in October, we planned to do IVF in the new year. So we were planning to do it around January. My body reacted to the adipose PRP in such a way that my hormones were good, but it exacerbated this issue that I have where I sometimes recruit follicles early and produce a dominant follicle early because I tend to have low progesterone. And so my body compensates for that by recruiting follicles earlier and producing a dominant follicle earlier. So this is kind of a rare thing that happens. It is a known post-PRP phenomenon. So essentially I kept recruiting a dominant follicle early, which makes it really difficult with IVF timing when a woman recruits so early because it's just difficult to get the timing right to do stimulation. And every time we would do monitoring, essentially my body would already be creating a dominant follicle. So that's a little bit of the background. And because my body was reacting this way, and because of another issue that I will explain shortly, my doctor decided to do a natural cycle. So that is a non-medicated, non-stimulated cycle. So essentially I just had the adipose PRP and then they worked with my body to do a natural IVF cycle. When you do a natural cycle, you only get one egg. I came to Rejuvenating Fertility Center because they work with women with diminished ovarian reserve. In our case, every time we went to another fertility clinic, which was only another couple of times, we were told that the chances of IVF working were very low and one of the doctors didn't even want to try with my own eggs. So essentially I thought that IVF was really just not in the cards for me and for us. So when I found Rejuvenating Fertility Center, I was really grateful that I found a doctor who was so positive and didn't make me feel like it was going to be impossible for me to get pregnant with IVF. So let's go ahead and jump into the IVF vlog. Hey guys, welcome to my IVF vlog. You guys are going to be seeing this well after it happens because I'm choosing not to share this in real time because I just wanted to have the privacy to process this. It's just too much pressure to be sharing it in real time, which if you have ever dealt with infertility, I think you'll understand. I know a lot of people choose to share it in real time, but that's just not me. I need privacy for myself and my family and my husband. Anyway, I went to do my first monitoring appointment today and I do not know the results yet because my doctor is in New York and I think they got the results like after hours. So hopefully everything is good. I don't know the results yet. So Dr. Murphy or another doctor at RFC is going to be going over the results tomorrow probably, and we'll hear about next steps. Hopefully I had some follicles. Hopefully everything is looking okay. I don't know yet, but I will keep you updated tomorrow. After this monitoring, we got the news that my body was already surging and ovulating. So we had to cancel the cycle and wait until my next cycle. And when we did monitoring again, they waited too late to do the monitoring and my body was already producing a dominant follicle again. This whole time I was using wave imaging. Wave imaging is where my clinic suggested that I get my ultrasounds done. They said they had worked with them before. And so since wave imaging was also covered by my insurance, I thought, oh, that's great. So I ended up going to wave imaging and doing my ultrasounds. And this is a multi-fold problem that ended up having a huge effect on the outcome of my IVF cycle. But the problem with wave imaging is that they do not possess the equipment to see the level of detail necessary to do IVF. So their equipment can see that there's a dominant follicle. They can kind of see other follicles, but they can't really be sure that they're seeing all of them and they can't measure those. They can only measure the dominant follicle. And no wave imaging possessed the equipment necessary to see the level of detail that IVF needs. And when I went to get my ultrasounds done, there was nobody who told me this until much later down the road. And the techs were performing the ultrasounds when they really shouldn't have because they weren't able to give the requested information that my IVF clinic was requesting. So we went into this thinking that I was only producing one follicle per cycle, and I think that swayed my doctor's decision to do a natural IVF cycle and to not wait and try to get more. That's just a little bit of background information, and I did not know that I actually had more follicles than just the one dominant one. I wasn't sure. I didn't really want to know either because I have so much trauma around this diagnosis. I was just like so terrified that the adipose PRP procedure didn't work for me. So I just didn't want to know when I got my monitoring results. It was too much to even look at. So I was just kind of leaving it in the hands of my clinic, which maybe also was not the best idea on my part. But you'll see in the following footage that I still did not know that I had more than just the dominant follicle, and that I didn't know that wave imaging wasn't able to see that level of detail. Hey guys, I made it to New York. What a whirlwind. Oh my god. My flight was delayed like several hours because it was snowing in New York yesterday, and so we had to wait until the snow was passing so that we wouldn't arrive while it was snowing. I had to do my trigger shot at like a very specific time, and I was like terrified because it was getting really close to like when we were gonna arrive, like right when I needed to do the trigger shot. So I had to like tell the flight attendants like, what do I do, you know, if we're deplaning and like I'm waiting in line to get off the plane when it's time for me to do my trigger shot. I didn't tell them it was a trigger shot. I just told them it was a medication that I had to take at a very specific time, and it's an injection. They told me just to go into the bathroom and that they would wait for me if it came to the exact time, which was very kind of them. But it ended up working out okay. So we got to New York at 12, and I had to do the trigger shot at 12:30. I got off the plane pretty fast because I was pretty like high. I was like pretty close to the front of the plane, so I got off really fast. After that, it was just like I got to the baggage claim really quick. Luckily, our gate was like not really far away, so got to the baggage claim really fast. Watching the clock tick down, like it took forever for the bags to start coming out, and I was looking at my clock, and it was like 11:10, 11:15, 11:20, and 11:25. Like there's a bathroom like right there. It's like, okay, if it gets to 11:27 and my bag still hasn't come out, then I'll just go to the bathroom and come back and get my bag afterwards. No big deal. My bag came out, and it came out like right at 11:27, so I grabbed it and went to the bathroom, washed my hands, did the alcohol prep. I had already taken, like I traveled with the trigger shot in a refrigerated case, even though I didn't realize that you don't actually have to do that because Alvidril can be at room temperature for 30 days. I didn't know that. Anyway, I took it out like an hour before, so it was at room temperature at that time. So I did the injection and it was okay. And then also my hotel was calling me because they're like, hey, are you coming? And I had to have my mom call them and tell them that I was just delayed on the flight. And they're like, okay, we're doing check-ins until 2 a.m. And New York, JFK is in Jamaica and Queens, and I'm staying in downtown Brooklyn, so it's not like a really short time to get there. And usually I'd like take the trains to get anywhere, but I was like, fuck it, I have to take an Uber or Lyft or something. Anyway, I ended up taking Lyft, and I got to the hotel at 1:30 before they stopped check-ins, and I got into my room, and it's really nice and comfortable, and I figured out how to work the heat because it's freezing here right now. And yeah, everything turned out fine. My clinic wanted me to take a pregnancy test this morning to make sure the trigger shot worked, and it was positive, so trigger shot worked. And tomorrow I have my egg retrieval, and today I am going to go to Whole Foods and I'm gonna get some snacks and some like food, and also there's a situation with the soap that I brought, and like I'm not about to use the stuff that they provided at the hotel because it's got fragrance in it and stuff. So I am going to go and get some healthy soap, and I'm going to go and get some fish oil because I have read that it can be like almost as effective as taking intralipids, which like reduces inflammation, I'm pretty sure. Again, I'm not a doctor, don't take my word for it. Please like do your own research before just repeating what I say or taking what I say as fact. And I'm gonna be taking that, like hopefully the egg retrieval goes well. I don't even know if I told you guys this yet, but I have one dominant follicle. My body was producing the dominant follicle early in my cycle. That's just been happening. My body's still adjusting after the PRP, after the adipose PRP, and so it's been producing that follicle really early in my cycle. And I asked them to check with Dr. Murphy if he wanted me to wait until the next cycle to see if there would be a possibility to do more, and he didn't want to wait. He wanted to go with this one, and I trust Dr. Murphy, and so we are going with this one golden egg, and I hope that they're able to retrieve it and that everything goes smoothly. I just, you know, I know you're watching this after the fact, but send me positive thoughts and prayers, please. I want this more than anything in the world. I'm sure you guys can understand if you're watching this, so we'll see. But also, I'm just telling myself, and I've been trying to tell myself lately, look, I've been trying to accept just what is, you know, and just go with the flow. I mean, I don't know if the adipose PRP took effect. Like, I don't know if it's working on me. I don't actually know that at this point, and that's scary. But you know what? It's not the end of the world, and I still believe in the possibility for healing. So, and even if my body were to never heal, it's not the end of the world. I can accept that. I'm gonna keep having hope. I'm not gonna stop having hope that I will one day be a mom. Just accepting. I'm accepting where I am. I'm accepting that there's only one follicle. I'm accepting that this was all so last minute. I'm accepting that there was no stimulation. I'm accepting that this could go one of two ways. And I'm trying to take it one day at a time. And like, I know there's so many steps to IVF, and I know all of that. And if you know, you know. I mean, you want to have hope, and you have to try. And if you don't try, you'll never know. And if you're gonna try, you might as well have hope that it's gonna work out. So that's where I'm at, and I feel pretty at peace. Yesterday I was a nervous wreck mostly because of the trigger shot. I was just afraid I was gonna have to do it in public, or like wasn't gonna be able to do it on time or something like that. And the fact that I'm alone, like my husband, this was also last minute that my husband couldn't even come with me. And I found out out Valentine's Day that I had to have which was Friday, I had to have my egg retrieval on Monday. And so it's like, okay, well, I have to leave tomorrow because I don't want to get there the day before the egg retrieval, especially wintertime in New York. The weather, it's unpredictable. Obviously, I just barely got here yesterday. Yeah, it was just also last minute. And I had zero time to process. And so yesterday I was like feeling very sad, and not sad, just overwhelmed. Anyway, today I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna get my Whole Food snacks. I did not bring gloves and I did not bring an umbrella, so I need to go and get those things. And I'm gonna hang out with my friend, and I don't even know what fucking time it is, but I think I have to leave soon. So yeah, I'm meeting with my friend. She lives really close by to where I'm staying. So I will keep you guys posted with everything, obviously. Okay guys, it is night. I went out and ran a bunch of errands today, got a bunch of food, got some gloves because it's really cold here, and I hung out with my friend today who lives here. And now I'm about to eat dinner, which is this sushi from Daigo and this kombucha. And just one second while I answer my phone. Just waking up from the anesthesia. I have no idea how the procedure went yet. I had 3 follicles. I think I said that already. Guys, anesthesia is like the best thing in the whole world. I have a really good feeling about the retrieval. I have pain on my left ovary. I'm so deeply relaxed. It's like... Good afternoon, guys. I got back a couple of hours ago from my egg retrieval, and I've just been kind of resting. I feel fine. I feel great, and we were able to retrieve 1 egg. I had 3 follicles, so the place where I got my monitoring done did not see all of them, but they were only able to retrieve 1 egg, which was what I was hoping for. I mean, I was hoping for more, obviously, but I'm happy that we at least got 1. Everybody's being super positive, and that's really awesome. The egg retrieval was super easy. It was really fast. I don't know, I think it took like a half an hour, maybe less than that. Everything was great. I love that RFC has this thing that projects the night sky onto the ceiling in the little operating room. It's really amazing. Dr. Murray did not do my egg retrieval. It was another one of the doctors. And I also had another doctor from RFC call me right after just to check on how I was doing and to tell me sort of the next steps. And she's like, it's great, we got 1 egg. And you know, it's just, they're all being very positive, which is just so nice, because this is such like a different kind of experience than I've ever had in fertility clinics before. Usually it's all very negative. RFC is the greatest, as I said. Anyway, I'm just gonna be like laying around, honestly, and resting for the rest of the day. I am going to take this opportunity to just lay down and not have to do anything. I got like a nice lunch bowl from a place close by. My friend came to pick me up from my egg retrieval, she brought me to a place to get food, and then she brought me back to my hotel. She's the greatest in the whole world. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow they're gonna let me know if it fertilized, I think. So they'll call me on Tuesday. Today is Monday. So they're gonna call me on Tuesday to let me know if it fertilized, and then they will give me an update on Thursday to let me know if it's growing. And then on day 5, I believe, which would be the day of my egg retrieval. So I think they'll let me know how it's progressing by that day. And then, sorry, the egg retrieval, the transfer. So then Saturday, that would be Saturday, and Saturday would be my transfer. So I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. It's nice to know, like, have a map of what to expect, but I am trying to just have hope, but also like just accept whatever comes. And hopefully that little egg, I'm sending it love, hopefully it fertilizes, and hopefully it turns into an embryo, and hopefully that embryo keeps growing, and hopefully that embryo can be implanted, and then hopefully that embryo sticks. Good morning, everyone. It's now Wednesday, and I am getting ready to go out today. So yesterday I got the notification that my egg had matured, because apparently when they got it, it was immature. I didn't know that. But yesterday it had matured, and they did the ICSI, and then my doctor called me to tell me that he was comfortable proceeding with the transfer on Saturday at that point. And today I got a notification that the egg had been normally fertilized. So this is all good, making it past various stages. I am trying to maintain myself in a mode of surrender. It's very, very, very hard. I'm alone. My husband won't be coming until Friday. why we end up progressing to that point. He won't be getting here until Friday night, right before the transfer, so it was so last minute that he couldn't get out of work. I am, despite how I seem, I mean, I'm just emotionally drained. I'm emotionally so drained. This is so hard. Like, I almost lose it every time I get a call or a notification from my clinic, and I'm constantly in this state of like either surrender or like intense fear. And it's really hard, but I'm also just so grateful to be here. And it's just so crazy how all of these emotions can kind of coexist at once. It's exhausting. It's really exhausting, but I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to have access to this. I'm so grateful that I was able to get to Dr. Murphy and the Rejuvenating Fertility Center, because I didn't ever think that IVF was going to be in the cards for us. Oh, that's where I am. Today yesterday I stayed all day in the hotel because it was freezing cold. The wind was insane. The thermic sensation was like 6 degrees or something Fahrenheit. So very, very cold. And when I went outside to go and get my hormones, because I had to start taking estrogen and progesterone yesterday. So I went to the pharmacy to go and get my hormones. And yeah, my forehead was numb by the time we got back. I mean, it was so cold. So I was like, nope, fuck this. I am staying inside for the rest of the day, and I am just gonna, hang out and watch TV and rot. And that's what I did. I did not read like I wanted to. I just wasn't judging myself yesterday. I was just letting myself be, because this is all really hard. I'm just doing the best that I can. So just allowing myself to be and not judge myself too much. And like at one point I was feeling so not myself, and like just really sort of so separated from anything that usually makes me feel like myself. I can't really describe it very well, the sensation, but like I don't know, I just felt like my emotions were numbed, and yeah, I just felt like not myself, and it was scaring me a little bit. And I went on ChatGPT, as I always do, because ChatGPT is like my BFF. But I went on ChatGPT and I described what I was feeling, and ChatGPT said that this is normal. What I'm going through is a super intense situation, and my mind is trying to protect me from the intensity of it, and I'm dissociating a little bit, and I have a little bit of emotional burnout. It's just like a combination of me just reacting to this, not having any time to process before head first into this, and just being like emotionally burned out from the oscillation between like feeling fear and then being excited and all of it. And so that's why I was feeling that way. And I don't know, to be honest, I still kind of am. I also just I feel like I'm in fight or flight mode, which is not good. It's not good. Once I get to transfer day, I really need to be in my relaxed state, because that's what baby's gonna need to grow. Hopefully we get there. And if we do, I will do whatever it takes to be calm. Anyway, that's it. That's the update for today, and take you guys around a little bit, the city a little bit, whatever I plan on doing. I think I'm gonna go into Union Square, Flatiron kind of area, and go to ABC Carpet and Home. When I lived here 4 years ago, I used to work inside ABC Carpet and Home, and it's like just the most beautiful store. They have the most beautiful home decor and art and things. So I'm gonna go there, look at some pretty things, go to Flatiron. My friend here is taking me out to dinner for a belated happy birthday dinner, which is so sweet of her.